Jammu Links News Top Stories is brought to you by TASYA HERBALS Alcohol-based Hand Sanitizer with Neem and Aloevera extracts, helping India fight COVID-19. The army on Wednesday paid rich tributes to the two soldiers who were martyred in an encounter with militants in North Kashmir district of Baramulla. Meanwhile, tributes were also paid to a soldier whose body was recovered last week after remaining buried under several feet of snow for 8 months in world-famous ski resort of Gulmarg. Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha on Wednesday announced Rs 50 lakh as the first installment of untied grant to all Deputy Commissioners across Jammu and Kashmir for meeting public demands of urgent nature and accentuating the overall developmental ecosystem in J&K. Sinha, who visited Baramulla today, reviewed the developmental scenario there and approved Rs 21 crore funding under JK IDFC for completing the long-pending jetty bridge. A terrorist was killed in an encounter with security forces in Shopian district of Jammu and Kashmir on Wednesday. Based on specific inputs about the presence of terrorists in Chitragam village of South Kashmir district, security forces launched a cordon and search operation there. The search operation turned into an encounter after the terrorist fired on a search party of the forces who retaliated. In the ensuing exchange of fire, one terrorist was killed. The terrorist's identity and group affiliation is yet to be ascertained. The operation is underway. The National Conference has decided to convene a meeting of its senior leaders on Thursday after the local administration informed the Jammu and Kashmir High Court that none of the 16 leaders that the party claimed were in illegal confinement were detained and that they were free to move around. In a statement issued on Wednesday, the National Conference said it has taken note of the government's stand in the High Court on the petition filed by the party president Farooq Abdullah and his son Omar to secure the liberty of its various leaders who have been under illegal house detention. The Jammu and Kashmir government has evacuated about 3,29,220 JK residents stranded in other parts of the country due to COVID lockdown via Lakhanpur and through special trains and buses till date amid strict observance of all necessary guidelines and standard operating procedures. As per the official data received in this regard, the Jammu and Kashmir administration has received 119 special trains at Udhampur and Jammu railway stations from different states and UT so far, with about 101,244 passengers, while about 2,27,976 persons from other states and UTs, including 906 from abroad, have been evacuated by the government through Lakhanpur till date. Divisional Commissioner Jammu Sanjeev Verma on Wednesday chaired a meeting of district administrations of border districts to review the progress on construction of bunkers along the border and other related issues. It was informed that a total of 7,433 bunkers have been completed so far in the division, including 6,521 individual bunkers and 912 community bunkers. The Divisional Commissioner directed the concerned officers for close monitoring the construction of bunkers. He also directed the executing agencies to expedite the pace of work for timely completion of construction of individual and community bunkers. Lambasting the government for its failure to implement National Food Security Act in J&K in letter and spirit besides massive food grain scams, Panther activists along with hundreds of aggrieved people from BPL category led by Harshdev Singh staged a protest demonstration in Jammu today. While raising anti-BJP slogans, the infuriated protesters accused the government for pushing the poor deserving families to face starvation by wrongfully divesting them of ration cards, besides removing their names from BPL lists. They sought immediate inclusion of their names in the BPL category so as to avail the benefits of the ration facility provided for them under the law. The Union Cabinet on Wednesday approved the creation of National Recruitment Agency for conducting a common eligibility test for central government jobs, initiating a landmark reform in the recruitment process. Briefing the media on the cabinet meeting chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, I&B Minister Prakash Javadekar said, "It was a historic decision that will allow job seekers take one common test and save costs and time spent on writing multiple exams. This has been a major demand of the youths for many years, which has been fulfilled," he said. Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh termed it a revolutionary and landmark reform in the history of the country.
Common eligibility test ये लेगी और इसका करोड़ों छात्रों को लाभ मिलेगा, छात्रों को यानी युवाओं को लाभ मिलेगा जो नौकरी के लिए आवेदन करते हैं। इसके बारे में विस्तार से जानकारी देने के लिए हमारे साथी जितेंद्र सिंह जी आए हैं।
Holding that the FIR registered in Bihar's Patna over the death of Sushant Singh Rajput was legitimate, the Supreme Court on Wednesday directed the Central Bureau of Investigation to investigate the case. The apex court also asked Mumbai Police to hand over all the evidence collected so far in the case to the CBI. 4 persons were arrested along with arms and ammunition including 4 grenades in South Kashmir district of Shopian. Following specific information, a joint team of police and army arrested 4 persons identified as Sajid Ahmed Dobi, Imtiaz Ahmed, Parvez Ahmed and Sheikh Mansoor in Shopian. Arms and ammunition including 4 grenades and 100 rounds of AK-47 were recovered from their possession. Top commanders of the Indian Navy on Wednesday began an in-depth review of the evolving regional maritime security architecture as well as the border row with China in eastern Ladakh on the first day of a 3-day conclave. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh attended the inaugural session of the conclave. The key focus of the conclave included reviewing the Indian Navy's operational readiness as well as issues relating to India's security interest in the Indo-Pacific, a region where China has been rapidly expanding its military presence. With a record 60,091 people recuperating from coronavirus infection in a day, the total recoveries on Wednesday crossed 2 million, pushing the recovery rate to 73.64%, while the COVID-19 case fatality rate hit a new low of 1.91%, the Union Health Ministry said. The recoveries have surged to 20,37,870 in the country, while there are 6,76,514 active cases of COVID-19. In an effort to push troops and tanks to the Pakistan and China front in Ladakh without being observed by the enemy, India is working on making a new road from Manali to Leh, which will provide the third link between the high-altitude mountainous Union Territory and the rest of the country. India is also working on providing alternative connectivity to the strategically important subsector north, including the Daulat Beg Oldi and other areas there, for the last 3 years, and work has already started from the world's highest motorable road, Khardungla Pass.